We are honestly very, very, very close to level 5 already too. Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to another episode of Little Big Workshop with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our manufacturing frenzy out here. We are still very much on our journey to actually push our client relationships right here. You can see we're halfway to level 3 more or less for Crazy Steve Enterprises. We just got tier 2 for Inkwink, and we're still pursuing that ultimate goal of ours of actually getting all the max contracts actually taken care of, all of the ones that are like super profitable, getting us a good, well, 100, 200, 300, 400k, hopefully, a piece, and making us richer than ever before. And on the way, well, we just have to take care of a lot of these contracts. So, I will, for the time being, actually get things sped up here, because we are already finishing up on some of these contracts. We do also, at the same time, just quickly looking out here, have another market update in 16 hours. So up until then, no new contracts for us to take care of all these parties that we're looking to do them for. And also, up until that time, no change in demand and supply of these things that we're producing, like the wide drawers, which are actually set to decrease in price, so we do want to sell as many of those out as we can before the market updates, like the sandbox kit right here that is just set to increase, so we're not going to do anything there. And the mountain bikes are also looking rather good for us, so we are not going to change much of that about. But that is 2 of our contracts for Crazy Steve taken care of once more. If we look back at client relations with him, that actually nearly puts us at level 4, which is kind of insane. I mean, we're proceeding so quickly with him. We're taking so long for Inkwink, which I guess somewhat makes sense, because it feels like Inkwink is the more difficult one to take care of, but it does feel good to be moving along this quickly, and, well, it seems like we are doing very well in that regard, and we still do have the skis, which I'm pretty sure are for him, so once those are taken care of, in theory, that should mean that we will advance another level with him, and hopefully maybe we can do that before the next market phase, so we actually already get the better contracts in that regard. And maybe then let's just prioritize these to the max to try and actually accomplish that. I do not have an overclock remaining, unfortunately. We did already call in the volunteers, so we'll see about that part. Now, we do have a lot of idle workers, I'll have to say. Question really being, where could we get more people working? Like, all the woodworking and everything is kind of, you know, busy. There's things happening right there. There's theoretically also things happening in plastic working, but as usual, you know, the machines are not really all that staffed, which is kind of slightly annoying. Looking back at our plastic workers, we have 5, 6, 7 machines, 8 workers. It's not the worst thing in the world, but we could be actually promoting some more of these workers, because we do also now have a bunch of them leveled, and I think I'll have to count the assembly tables again, because I keep forgetting. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm pretty sure it was the same amount in the other area. So we've got 30 in total. We've got 32 workers, which could be pretty alright, to be honest. We've got 8 tables here that are always in use, basically. Maybe add, like, I mean, let's maybe see what the total is. We've got 12, we've got 15, we've got 18. How many woodworkers do we have? Currently, we are at 10. Okay. So we should probably boost that, to be honest. Let's make another 2 of these wood specialists, potentially, right here. That should be a start. We also have the minibots done, so let's go and deliver those, get the relationship up even further. And then metalwork, how many people do we have that are specialized in that? 8! 8 only, with all these machines. Yeah, I think we want to make a few more people metal specialists. We're going to make like 3 of them metal specialists, and the other ones we cannot promote yet anyways. Now, the question is kind of what is next. Maybe 1 more plastic operator and another 2 assembly workers could be the way to go, but for the time being, I think that is fine. Now, market, we've got 8 hours till the next market update, so we'll just boost time here for a quick second. Oh, not boost time, but fast forward, rather. Got a bit nice bit of reputation with Inkwing right there, too. But we're going to fast forward for a quick second, get closer to that next market phase, or market update, rather. And then we're going to go and sell out all the drawers that we do have up until this point. Now, I do have to say, no, I mean, I think there's still a lot of work to do because all this needs to be sold and then glued after the fact. So, while this is emptying, there isn't really no work to take care of right there. And, well, we do still have work to take care of here too with all the mountain bike stuff. So, I'm not too convinced that we need to actually get in some more contracts, but quickly deliver as much as we can right there. Get as much of that out as possible. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get any more contracts in. We're just going to wait for the next market update here and get more actual contracts in for what relationships we want to boost. So, looking back at that, we've got 3 more Crazy Steve contracts, which is absolutely awesome. We've got only 1 more Inkwing contract, unfortunately, which is not quite as awesome. But looking back at that, then, we will go and create plan. Apparently, we have created this before, but it's been absolute ages since we did this. So, okay, yeah, so this is a bit of an issue. We can only go for the more expensive material, unfortunately, because the basic iron casting thingies that we used to have, we've of course long sold because they're not really efficient. Now the question sort of kind of being how well that is doing for us then in terms of profitability if we have to go for the more expensive materials, but that is going to be what it is. We're going to go and execute that like that, and I think we're going to literally instantly go for another contract, to be honest. Gotta prioritize that, of course, and then sort of should have done that later, to be honest. That is what it is. Now, we're gonna go and get those things up, and we're gonna go to the market, and we're going to do... I think we're gonna do all the Crazy Steve contracts instantly, to be honest, because for one, they're super quick to set up. Also, they are super easy and not complicated for my workers to do it all. I mean, I even have all the setups going here already, so it's like literally just clicking the button 3 times, and that's it. And I have so much time with these. I'm really not worried about them. Even these skis here, you know, 20 hours still left. All fine, all good. Nothing to worry about, in my opinion. Now, barrel bot right here. 9 days, 22 hours, 8 units. I think that is also very, very feasible. We do need to make a new plan now, though, which is always a bit annoying. Never saw that loading icon before, which is interesting, but... that's very interesting indeed. I'm not quite sure why we are loading on all these things. But you see here, we've got a very high robotitude target. So we're going to go on these things for a rather high robotitude for the time being. Interesting option right there, but yeah, so we are now pretty much in the scope of whatever we need. So anything else, we're just going to choose the things with the highest values, basically, which that is the highest value, right? No, it isn't actually. Interesting. Okay, so we may actually want to slightly roll this back to this one to get some higher values out of it, because we do not need quite as much robotitude. We're going to go and choose the highest values other than the robotitude right there, and we're already in the scope, whatever materials we pick, which is great news, because that means we can cheap out on absolutely everything we want right there, and we definitely will. We are going to go for the metal extrusion stuff right here. We're going to go for the molding stuff right there. Now this thing here, like these wooden rods, I think theoretically could be a tad bit cheaper, but there's so much work involved with those, I think that it probably doesn't make that much sense, because the wages would probably end up costing us a bit more in the end here. And you can see we're at minus 14k of profitability for the time being, but that's because we don't have any sorts of materials selected, and then of course, well, actually not the materials, but the workstations. We don't have any of those selected. That's always the issue. So I will go select all the workstations as usual, and you may notice that this game actually seems to have benefited from my new graphics card, which is interesting. I didn't really estimate that it would have, because I thought this was only going to kind of be influenced by by like bottlenecks in terms of optimization, maybe the game not using as many CPU cores, or kind of just bottlenecking on RAM utilization or something, you know. But apparently, new GPU doing wonders right here, which is kind of a bit of a spoiler to what I was going to announce in my next channel news video, so don't tell anyone else. But anyways, I'm gonna go make all these connections. You don't have to witness me doing all that, and I'll meet you all on the other side of this very cut. Alright, back we are. Everything is assigned. I'm kind of concerned, though, about the profitability of all these contracts, to be honest. We're apparently at a profit of minus 6.5k, which I think is kind of sort of pretty insane. We're going to do the contracts anyways, of course, because we do want to go and get that relationship boosted, but I'm really not too happy with that. I'm not quite sure if that's just really, in the end, the game taking the salaries that I pay to all my employees during that time frame, or if it's literally just the game taking into account the salaries I pay for this very contract. Because, you know, in theory, when I actually assign what sort of workstations to work with, it does always go down on the salaries, so I'm really not sure. Maybe that is actually it, and maybe we do actually lose that much money making these, but regardless, we're going to do it because we do want the relationship, of course. It's really not the greatest thing in the world, but that's just kind of going to have to be the way that it is. Now, in terms of prioritization, I will have to see here in a quick second. I'm going to pull all this up to the top for a start. Now, the skis here are going to have to be top priority. Which is why I shouldn't have pulled them up then. Out of all my contracts, right, the lowest priority should be with a barrel bot right here. The second lowest probably with a drone, because it's nearly done and I still got a lot of time left. Then we do the skis, then the toy food, then the bongo, and then the skis that we currently need to finish. And that should be the way that we want things to work. Now, worst case, in some weird emergencies sort of situation, we will have another push it to the limit available very soon, which should hopefully help us out a tad bit. But for the time being, this is going to be the way that we do it. We're going to deliver out the skis, and the bongos are, holy moly, are they being made fast. That's absolutely insane. 40% already within, like, an hour or two in game time, which is kind of crazy. The skis, out of the way though, level up with Crazy Steve Enterprises, unfortunately only after the fact. I'm going to get a big cake with a 4 in it to celebrate our increased level. Interesting. But yeah, so unfortunately only upgraded after the new market update, which is totally fine. We are honestly very, very, very close to level 5 already too, so, you know, maybe we can already get that done this episode and get the next mega contract going. Would be really cool and crazy. Let's see about that. Also, nice boost to Inco Inc. now, halfway to level 3. Maybe we can get that done this episode too. It kind of depends on the amount of contracts we get from them, I think. Well, the amount of contracts we get from Crazy Steve has been absolutely insane. The amount of contracts we get from Inco Inc., not really as much. Now, we do have a lot of idle workstations, not that many idle operators though, which is at least something. We're going to deliver out these bongos right here too, and well, I don't know. I feel like we're starting to run low on woodworking jobs, especially with all these wide draws being made, so we're probably going to have to look at something else. I do not want to do that now. We've already done the max contracts with these guys, and most of the ones that they now offer me really don't feel like the most worthwhile thing in the world to do. Other than that, holy moly, there's a lot of sandbox kits still to make, but that's good, you know, it keeps our plastic work busy for the time being. Toy food is being made, the skis are being made, the barrel bots are being made, and we don't really have much of anything else to do, you know. All these mountain bikes, well, we actually kind of would like to get some of those finished, but I suppose that we currently don't quite have the capacities wherever it may be lacking currently. We've got the assembly, we've also got a bunch of metal working to do still though, and well, the assembly is quite full with the... I don't know, is it even full? Yeah, well, the wire drawers have higher priority at the moment, I suppose. How to get rid of this now? There. Clonk. Okay, beautiful, and we're just gonna keep time running for now, I think. Like, I'm probably looking to get more jobs, for woodworking soon, because this is running really, really low. Now, the thing is, the wire drawers, they actually seem to be developing kind of nicely. The price curve is going back up right here, so maybe we want to do more, especially given that the man curve is going up that crazily. This profit thing doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, though. That just doesn't make sense, honestly. I don't think that's, like, reasonable at all. We're going to go and execute that. We're going to try and make some money, and hopefully we will, and not just lose more money, as the profitability meter suggests right now, because that just really doesn't make too much sense to me currently. Fingers crossed that we will actually make money. Anything else would be kind of disturbing, you know. Gotta make sure we don't go bankrupt here, trying to actually complete our ultimate objectives. That guy was almost getting mad at us, but luckily we dodged that bullet of him just throwing things all across the factory again. We're going to deliver out more stuff for Crazy Steve, and the next market update is actually coming. I have to say the wire drawers are surprisingly proceeding rather slowly, but that's probably also got to do with the prioritization of some of these random Crazy Steve contracts over these things. We're going to wait till an hour ahead of the market update again, then we're going to go and sell out some of those wire drawers, and maybe we're just going to wait till 2 hours before so I don't cut it too close. We're going to sell whatever we have here, make some more money off that. Toy food has been shipped to him, and looking back at our client, yeah, I think we can get this out of the way today, which is beautiful. You know, the skis are almost done as well, and then we will get more contracts from him again, and more contracts from Inking just this very second. We'll get right back to it. So Crazy Steve actually wants granny phones and portable fireplaces now, which is cool, I guess, you know, something new, why not? Granny phones here, not too hard to make. I suppose we kind of have to just relink some of these things right here, and well, that one seems to actually be linked correctly. I just want to kind of control that all of these are linked correctly. We've got 15 workstations right there. That's all beautiful. We're going to go and execute that. We're going to just take all of them. I think we don't need all of them necessarily to fulfill our goal of getting them to. Maybe we are going to skip that one. If we don't have a plan for it already, we're going to just do more skis. And I think that should be it in terms of requirements. So yeah, we can see right here that the plan is pretty much already set and ready to go. So can I actually cheap? No, I can't. So let's go and execute that one too. We can maybe quickly check on the sum of reputation we get from all these contracts. So this one's going to get us 7k, that one's going to get us 9k, which gets us to 16, and that is then going to be 23.5k, and yeah, that's already more than enough. Honestly, the skis are probably already enough that we have been making, but it's fine. We've got a few more contracts with him, and then we're going to stop the contract frenzy with Crazy Steve, because honestly, his contracts are just widely unprofitable. Now, these things we probably want to prioritize over the rest of these, and then we're going to do that, and beautiful, that's that out of the way. Inkwink still just giving us one contract per period at the moment, which is kind of annoying. I would like more, and it's always different ones. Like, can you not just at least give me the same so I don't have to create a plan every single time you want something? Come on. But that's going to have to be the way that that works for the time being. Now, over here, we kind of one of the things with the higher attributes, which I think has to be this stuff. Then we will go right here, and we do still need more robotitude. Now the question here being, we have got quite a loss. Okay, this one was always the better one for the robotitude, and then we are already at the robotitude target, and then we can go for whatever gives us a better rest of attributes, and then that is pretty nicely sorted. We do have a lot of a strength target to go though, so potentially going to be something we will have to work on in terms of actually getting more, like, stronger materials thrown at the job, at least in a few places. As you can see, we're not quite hitting the target, so whatever has the lowest amount of materials required, basically we're going to go and chuck some of that stuff in, and then beautiful, we're going to fill all the other things up with cheap materials as usual to try and keep our profitability up. And I'm really not sure if we have any profitability currently or not. Looking back and forth at my budget, it doesn't really seem like we're losing money currently. We're more or less at where we used to be. So we also don't have the craziest profitability, it feels like, due to like the way that some of these contracts don't really seem to be the best and most profitable thing in the entire world. But well, at least we're not like 100k below where we started the episode. At least is what I think. You know, if any one of you noticed any severe budget issues, please scream at me in the comments before we go bankrupt. But for the time being, I think we're not doing all too bad. Now, well, the thing is, with making all these plans over and over again, despite them being more or less the same product, that I unfortunately have to link all these things. And I'm gonna finish that up without you as usual, so see you on the other side of this very cut. Alright, welcome back. Everything assigned as usual, all taken care of, or at least that's what it seems like. Now I'm missing something to actually execute this, which I don't really quite know what I'm missing, to be honest. Any of you spot the error? Oh, there we go. Whoopsie. That's actually quite the significant error right there, given that, well, I mean, I can now probably get rid of a few of these unnecessarily expensive materials. Kind of totally fulfilled the target that way. I did not pick that material. Please stop forcing me to use more expensive things than I want to use. We're going to go and downgrade all these materials and still be in the realms of the necessary, which is beautiful. Now this means that I do, unfortunately, have to kind of finish this one up with you all together, because it cut for like 2 seconds doesn't really make any sense. So let's go and assign the last few things right here and have the final production set up too. And well, then we are going to be ready to execute. So let's get that on the way and reprioritize everything. I suppose we're gonna go and do that, and then we're gonna do this, then that, then that, then that, and then everything is nicely aligned again. So, speeding things up again, the skis are going to be ready in just 1 second. We're gonna have some things coming in, and please finish them up. Thank you very much. We're going to deliver all these things out. The barrowbot's also getting rather close to completion here. We're probably going to overclock the factory again, just to kind of increase profitability, get things done faster, and get our relationships pushed even faster, basically. We did get the skis shipped out, and as you can see, we're actually about 700 relationship points short of fulfilling that goal. Very close. Very, very close, I have to say. Okay, I was kind of worried about the maintenance and everything, but that's just like everything being overclocked, basically, due to my thing being active. So nothing to worry about there for the time being. We're going to go and get those barrel bots done here, hopefully in just a second. And then we're going to look at selling out the skis, and that should finally get us to the point where we get the ultimate contract with Crazy Steve, unless I somehow missed that I've already done it and my relationship just deteriorated, which I don't think is a possibility, honestly. I think we're doing the right thing here. Like, all these people are still max relationship with me, so why would Crazy Steve be the only one where my relationship deteriorated? I think we just never had him at max relationship, and we never did his super profitable contract, so we're gonna go and get that pushed and hopefully taken care of. The barrel bots are done, which is beautiful. We're going to deliver those out to Inkwing, push that relationship further. Really not getting on with them too quickly. Like, the contracts do give us a lot of relationship with them, I'll have to say, but it's like I don't really get that many of them. And also, we apparently have another mold infection, which is always an annoying thing, especially given that it's already spread like that. So we're going to go and actually take care of things here first, so it does hopefully not spread to more rooms. And slurp, 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 all the mold be gone, please. That takes a long time. And then we're going to go and put that in there, and hopefully going to get that out of the way too. And the granny phones are done, which is beautiful, because that is going to then get our relationship with Crazy Steve to a new level. That's going to take care of itself, I hope. And on we go to the level up. And to the maxing with Crazy Steve. Absolutely beautiful. And here comes the call. I knew it. I'm planning a huge barbecue and I need lots of barbecue things to do barbecue on. Details. Holy moly, that's the worst last contract I've ever seen. 25 units, reward 32,500 bucks. That's really not a lot of money. I've gotten like 200-300k from some of these contracts. Wow, he's really holding onto that money very tightly. But okay, should still be very profitable. That is one more ultimate contract we can take on, and then, well, Inkwing is going to be the last people actually left for this stuff. So hopefully they're going to finally give us some more contracts so we can push that a bit faster. For today, though, we're going to end this episode off right here. So next time, we should be getting to that ultimate contract finally. Probably going to get the skis out of the way first. And well, we're going to have the Inkwing contracts running alongside. And then we're going to get Crazy Steve's max contract out of the way. Push that Inkwing relationship ever further. And hopefully get that one checked off the list too. But for today, this has been it for this episode. So I hope you all very much enjoyed it. As usual, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out a ton with the discoverability of the videos on YouTube. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also, please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. And with all that out of the way, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.